Thank you for the response on the review for the 3501 scooter which I did. This is my scooter, as you know. I've shown it in the previous video. So I'm going to answer the questions that you have asked. Many questions are coming in and I just wanted to create a video response because I know many people are thinking about the same questions, and this is going to be a quick Q&A. The first question, that is, mine doesn't go into sport mode and eco when you push the throttle hard. How does this feature work? So when you push your throttle hard, automatically, even if it is in eco mode, you will hear a beep. That means that it has switched into the sport mode, and on your meter also you will be able to see that the power is going into the red. That actually shows that you are in sport mode, and it will switch back as soon as you release the throttle. So it doesn't switch completely into sport mode like all the time, but you are going to get that surge of power that you need. Maybe you want to do an overtake or you want to climb something and all that. So that is how it works, how that feature works. It's very convenient because that's one of the features I liked about this. It's same in the older scooter also. So you don't have to constantly keep on changing mode. Suppose if you want extra power, suddenly you're changing mode, and then you don't have to do all those hassles. Another doubt that people have is, can you climb hills with this? Does it slow down? Is the scooter able to climb hills, or does the scooter slow down if you have a pillion and you want to climb somewhere? All those kind of questions. If it's a very steep road, you don't have to worry about it. I have not had any issues with that. So me and my wife, and even me and my office staff have used it heavier, and we have he had heavy bags and all that. Even with that, a very steep slope I encountered, and there was no slowdown, nothing. The scooter was able to climb very easily. So you don't have to worry about this problem. Some people have commented that they have actually paid 6,000 or 5,000 for the tech pack and yet are not able to use it. Well, if that is the problem, then go to your Chetak authorized service center. They will fix the problem, because it's not just paying for the tech pack, you need to get it activated at the Chetak service center. They have some tools that they have to do, and that's how it works. So it's not just paying it on the app. So you need to do that. Without that step, your tech pack will not be, it will show active on the account, but you can't access it on the scooter. It has to be activated at the service center. Many people have said that the suspension style of the scooter, the single side swing arm that you had, this is kind of like on the Ducati, and similar for the front also, the same thing. So if you come close, I'll show it to you. So there is nothing on this side, as you can see, like on some other scooters and bikes. And similarly, this is also only one side is connected. So yes, that does look premium. So that does look very premium, and yes, that is a feature of the scooter. Obviously not many people notice, but it does make the scooter look very premium. So another thing that is asked, I've had so many questions about, is, do you need earthing to charge the 3501 or the new Chetak line? So yes, you do need earthing. So you do need an earthing for charging the new lineup. Yes, it was same for the previous lineup also, but there is a desi jugaad. If you don't have earthing, suppose if you want to charge somewhere and there is no earthing there, so the desi jugaad is, you put a wet cloth under the side stand, and that seems to be working. This is what I found in the comments, that many people are using this method, and that works. Earthing, if your building doesn't have a dedicated earthing, if your home, if that is the case, then you just have to ground that 3-pin plug. So even if you just take a rod and just put wire that way, okay, so you don't need to earth the entire house, just that one thing. If you just put a wire down, that itself will act as the earthing. So that's how easy it is to solve. So many people are asking, what kind of range do you get with the scooter with a pillion? So there was a mistake in the section, so I'm redoing it with just audio. So if you are talking about the range with a pillion, you are going to get 100 kilometers around that. But that is draining it to the end, I think. So you'll have about 10% of charge remaining. You can get around 100 kilometers. If it is alone, you will get around 120. You can get 130 because I have got that on the first charge. but how you get that is you are driving it very slow. So on the first charge, just to because it's a new scooter, I didn't want to strain it much, so the actual speeds that were maintained were between 30 and 40 and sometimes just 30. So if you drive it like that, if you want the highest range, then you have to drive it at 30 and then you can get 130 easily. But obviously we don't drive like that. So if you drive the scooter normally, expect around at any time you're going to get 110 kilometers, 120 ish. And in the sport mode, if you're only using sport mode, your range will be 80 kilometers. So that's how much the sport mode actually takes, and this should answer your question. But again, I'm saying it depends on how you drive. If you constantly keep on accelerating beyond 60, 70 as the scooter can go, try to drive constantly at the top speed, obviously you're not going to get it. That is why different people get different kinds of range on the same scooter. So if you are careful, you can get good range. I'm actually gonna post a true range. I've actually recorded it, and in that 70%, 70 to 80% of the time it was done with a pillion. My wife was with me or someone else was with me during those rides, and it is a real world range test, because it's not like I've just started the scooter and just drove till the final whatever the range finishes. That's not how you drive your scooter, right? So it's like 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers daily uses, and how long a charge will last. Okay, some people are asking, when you're charging, do you need to keep the this seat open at all times? No, that was with the previous scooter. With this scooter, as I have shown in the review, and in fact I can show this right now also, there is this line where you can see this is where your power cable actually goes through, and then you can actually close and lock your scooter. You don't need to keep the seat open like on the previous scooter. So anything that is stored in your seat will be safe. Also the charger will be safe, because that charger cannot be pulled out when you have locked your seat. Many people are asking how much electricity does it consume in a single charge, for a single charge. So the battery capacity is 3.5. I have not actually noted how many units it will consume, but it should be around 3 units, because you are not going to deplete the entire battery. So don't do that. That's actually bad for your scooter. You will generally charge with 10% or 15%, right? So that means that you are going to take about 3 units charge. That should be the maximum. Okay, next question is, how do you keep the battery healthy? What are the charging tips that you can give? So what I would suggest is, this thing has a 130 kilometer range. You don't normally need that much range. I would suggest charge it to 90 to 95 kilometers and don't drain it below 10. I always charge it around 15. No matter what happens, it is around 14, 15 it is going to be charged. I will never drain this below 10. Following this, and also if you are just using it, if you keep on charging between 20 and 80, just like on your phone, the same recommendation goes. That will actually keep your battery lasting a long time. The next question that is asked is, how much is the on-road price for this? So that actually depends on state to state, so I can't give you a perfect answer. What I can tell you is, the ex-showroom is also varying state to state, so kindly check in your state. The tech pack price is the same. So tech pack is going to be 2 options. 5,000 rupees is for a 5-year pack, but you only get data for 1 year. And if you want 5 years data and 5 years tech pack, that thing is going to be priced at 7,500. That's what I've got for this scooter. Many people are requesting for the range test, so as I said, that is going to be the next video. Okay, some people have asked, how is the regenerative braking on this? Why didn't I talk about it on the review? So I actually forgot to talk about it. The regenerative braking on this scooter is really good. It doesn't jolt you like some electric scooters, so that's what I liked about it. It's smooth enough that like when you are going down a hill or something, it will feel like engine braking, and it actually recoups a lot of power into the battery, so that's actually good. But it's not as jerky like some electric scooters. I don't want to name them, but they feel very jerky when you try to do you push the throttle off, immediately you feel like you're jolted. This doesn't feel that way. This is very smooth. The ride is very smooth. Some people have asked, how is the suspension on the scooter? The suspension on the scooter is really good. we are very comfortable with it. I don't have any issues. There is no banging on the suspension, like some scooters do. There is no sounds like that. Of course, you are not, this is a scooter at the end of the day. It's not going to be as comfortable as a bike, but among scooters this is very comfortable. How is the drivability like? That is another question that was asked. So the drivability is very smooth. I don't have any problems on the throttle or when you're driving it. It feels like when you need speed, you push the throttle, immediately you get access to power, and the speeds that you can get is like 0 to 40 is very fast. So if you put it into sport mode and all, it really goes fast. Even on the eco mode, you are very like you are fast enough. You are not a liability on the road like some older electric bikes. You are not a liability on the road like some old electric bikes where you are slower than the traffic. You can keep up with the traffic easily, and it doesn't feel like you're a liability on the road. You can keep up and you can go on speeds. So yes, it can also go above like 273 kilometers in the eco mode itself, but that is the speed starts getting slow after 65. So after 65 to 73, that is slow. Comparatively, it's not like very slow, but it will take a little bit of more time. In the sport mode, you can go till 83. I've gone till 83, 85, I think. There was no issues in that. That also feels fast. In the sport mode, obviously you are going to get only 80 kilometers of range even on this, even on the 3501. So you have to keep that in focus. Many people have asked me why did I get this and not go for its competitors. So some of the competitors, they had service issues. I don't want to name them, but you already know. Certain electric scooters have a lot of service issues. After sales is very much important. As far as my experience goes, Bajaj is good. We already have the other previous model of this and in our home, and my father uses it extensively. We didn't have any issues with the service, so that's why we went with this. The other benefits, as I said, even though this has the touchscreen and everything, it is very much a value for money proposition. Good quality, no issues, and certain features, as I said, the key fob, all these things, that actually is very much convenient. So those things are why I opted for this. Some people have asked me how the app experience is, the Chetak app for this 3501, how does it work? Does it have issues like the previous scooters had or when they launched it? Well, I've used it extensively. Of course, the location finding that for the scooter, that is the one thing that is sometime bugging out. But other than that, the sending the navigation onto the screen, or the other things like checking out the maps, checking out the charge percentage, checking out the status of the scooter, all these things, those features are working flawlessly. I don't have any issues. Some people are complaining that the Chetak app, they don't have the range showing there. So if that is the case, again, I can't help you there. You'll have to go to your service, because this thing, how it works, as far as I understand, Bajaj has not disclosed it, but as far as I understand, this is actually through an eSIM or something. So that's why it requires a data plan, right? So maybe there is some connectivity problem or something which only Bajaj can fix. If you are not able to see it on your app, then it means there is a connectivity issue. So I'm ending this video right now. I think I've answered a lot of the questions and doubts that you had about the ownership of this scooter. If you have any more doubts, any more questions, or anything that I have not touched on in this video, please put them in the comments below, and if necessary, I will create another video for your response. This has been Jace for TopEvt. I'll see you in the next video.